love this film. Thank you so much. I wanted to ask you the man's thoughts unfiltered on display and no women, just such a unique premise. Where did that inspiration come from when writing?
Well, the inspiration mostly came from how the internet has kind of made us all feel a little noisier, and how, as time has passed, we've shared more and more of ourselves. And the initial question is, what would happen if we had no choice in the matter? What if we had to share everything? And particularly, how would that affect somebody young and grown up? And the fact that men had the noise and women didn't, that was just a way to press on the issue of human difference, of how we can't seem to accept difference as equivalent. It's either better or worse. So we've got to attack it one way or the other. So I'm not trying to make some huge statement about that in particular, but I think the world has only gotten noisier since the books have come out.
Absolutely. And we have to talk about casting. Wow. To what extent do you think about your casting when you're writing, and does that kind of change when thinking about the film version? And please do talk us through your incredible cast.
Well, when I'm writing the book, I don't think about any cast at all. They kind of exist in my head, and I'm trying not to put a face to them. But once you get to the screenplay level and people get cast, and you've got Tom Holland in the lead and Daisy Ridley in the other lead, and then they bring on Mads Mikkelsen as your primary villain, who's, much more ambiguous than that. And then they pad out the roles, the supporting roles with David Oyelowo and Cynthia Erivo. I mean, that's incredible stuff. That I used to giggle. I lived in LA for a very long time, and, you'd always meet a waiter who had Brad Pitt attached to his script. So I always laugh at the idea of casting. But unbelievable, the cast that came onto this one. And once you've got them, yeah, you absolutely start sculpting the characters to their strengths and how they embody them. I mean, actors bring so much to the role that I don't know. You pray that you get good ones, and we got great ones.
Absolutely. And Doug Liman, I mean, quite a challenging story to film, especially with the noise aspect. Just how delighted were you when he came on board, such a legendary director, and obviously impressed with his approach?
He's got such an amazing filmography, and it's all over the place too. And that's the kind of way that I try to write books. I always want to try to do something different the next time. And every movie he does, he seems to be challenging himself to try something radically different. And so it felt just such a fresh energy. And he's constantly shooting. He's constantly looking for the thing. It felt there's this kind of restless energy behind it all that really, really matched well with the books and the themes of the books and the way the movie needs to move. Is a good, perfect match, I think.
Absolutely. And I really enjoyed when Viola says, do you just believe everything that you're told? It's kind of raises that female questioning nature. And I was wondering for you, to what extent is the film and stories about the power of lies and those who believe them?
Very much. It's very much about the power of lies. It's and about how they take on a life of their own. And the amazing thing is that this is a world where all the men can hear what all the other men are thinking. So how should it be possible to lie? And the reason is because we can lie to ourselves. And that gets us into so much trouble as human beings. So it's very, very much about finding out what the truth is, and when you find out what the truth is, and how helpful is the truth, and how painful is it going to be, but how necessary in the end, which tends to be what all my books are about, and is very much what this movie is about, I think.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Patrick. An absolute pleasure to talk to you, and thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey